Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about journalists versus YouTube and why this may be happening now. We've done a couple of videos talking about how salty journalists are with YouTube over the Amber Heard situation, but in reality, the acrimonious relationship began years ago. In fact, we have been told that some of the people that are completely obsessed with us are journalists or journalist adjacent. And the reason for this being that a lot of these journos are going to find themselves out of work very soon.
Well, they've been finding themselves out of work more and more, and it's going to keep happening because for things we've been telling you about.
Yeah, I think the upcoming journalism apocalypse is upon us. We're going to talk about the reasons why this may be. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, a lot of people working in digital journalism are going to find themselves unemployed and very, very salty about YouTubers that still make money covering news.
I don't think it's just YouTubers. I think it's people on TikTok. They were having a fit about that too, and things like it. The money's going elsewhere.
The public has pivoted to video.
The cheese has moved.
The cheese has moved. So we're going to talk about this. Lots of supporting evidence for this theory. It does make sense when you look at the bigger picture. It's about more than Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. It's the bigger picture. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 270,000 subs. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
We do cover pop culture news. This makes journalists angry that we cover it and we're not approved media, but oh well.
Yeah, I love their new take is everybody's, you're all grifting as they do it every day.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with that because I saw Gary from Nerdrotic put this post up today that he had somebody from Business Insider reaching out to him to ask about his super chats, because this is the new thing. Before it was they tried to figure out what kind of money YouTubers were making based on Social Blade, which is inaccurate. And now there's a site out there, Playboard, I guess, that keeps track of everybody's super chats.
But that's still not the whole picture. So it's interesting. Wasn't Business Insider, one of the Insider magazines, one of the ones that was having a hissy about the other people before too?
Yeah.
So now they're writing people this time instead of, just saying they did. And they're trying to be so nice about it. I'm a reporter for Business Insider working on a story about YouTube creators who are using the super chat feature in interesting and lucrative ways. They're using it as it's meant to be. It's not like a big deal. I was wondering if I might have time for a brief interview to...
Yeah, he didn't put the whole thing here, but he said counting other people's money is the stuff of bitches, mind your business. We've got Count Dankula down here who got blasted by the media because he taught his pug to do the Nazi salute as a joke and they didn't think it was funny. Don't talk to journalists ever.
Nothing you'll say to change anything. They've already decided what to write. Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me, and we brought this up the other day, and you brought it up here, is these people who are out there in the narrative right now is don't listen to YouTubers because they cashed in on this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Meanwhile, the media has been cashing in on all this stuff, pandemic, people's deaths, et cetera, for years and years and years. And like you said,
yeah, tell us how much money your sites make in ad revenue every month and tell us the salaries of every staff reporter and then we'll talk. Because for all their whining about how much money individual YouTubers make, I guarantee you these websites are making millions of dollars a month off of outrage peddling.
Right. And then they want to know how much you can make so they can do a story on it, think about here's how much money they make, and isn't it shocking and shitty? But they're not telling you how much they get off of advertisers, especially these networks have television arms. How much are they getting paid for a 30-second commercial while you're doing your Amber Heard special that you're cashing in on?
That they're breaking up into three parts. They're breaking the Amber Heard thing up. I guess it's tonight, Thursday, and then Friday they're doing a recut or remaster of the Amber Heard. So
it's almost like they're milking it for money. You don't say.
And it was NBC News. It was an NBC News journalist that was coming after that umbrella guy the hardest about the money he made during the trial.
The double standard, they didn't have double standards. They wouldn't have standards at all. It's ridiculous. But they don't tell you what they're making. They don't show screenshots to prove what they're making. But they're going to everybody else asking them, well, can you tell me what you're making? No!
Because their revenue's not public until it is, and I just want to bring this up because this leads into
it. Went down more.
BuzzFeed is under $2 a share. BuzzFeed, which I think the IPO was $10. It was around $10 a share, and then it kind of leveled off at like $4 or $5, and now it's just bottoming out. Now, the stock market in general is down, but tech companies are the most affected, and out of those, digital media companies are the most affected, and it's going to get it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. And we're going to talk about this because I actually had a friend send over a couple articles that is sort of helps with the unified theory of everything, which every time journalists are on the verge of losing their jobs, they ramp up the attacks on YouTubers.
Right, because they're afraid that YouTubers are taking their biscuit. Here's the thing. If you just did your job better in the first place and did it correctly in the first place, they wouldn't be coming to YouTube to get the news.
That is true. The reason people have left you drove away your own audience, and YouTubers found that audience.
I mean, it was bad enough with pop culture before, but now it's everyone. Everyone's being gaslit over this Amber Heard thing. They saw the evidence themselves with their own eyes, heard it with their own ears, and the media keeps doubling down on, well, you're stupid, and that's not what you heard or saw. So you're just gaslit everyone at this point, and now people are like, wait, what the hell's going on? What else are you lying about? What the hell?
What the? Like our dog says.
No, I'm not getting to what the fuck.
Oh, he does what the shits.
Yeah.
What the shits? Anyway, it's really annoying. I'm not gonna people are like keep doing it, and I'm like, no, it's
people are like, don't do it anymore.
That's what our dog says. Yes, he doesn't literally say that. That's the look on his face. So yeah, we're seeing that advertising, because of the recession, advertising is going to start slowing down. Now, what is also ending is venture capital. So these websites like BuzzFeed and so many others, and even these pop culture news sites, all these sites that put out these hit pieces, they have been coasting off of venture capital for years, and it's running out. And BuzzFeed thought they were going to be smart, and it's like, we'll go public and we'll make a lot more money.
Well, we all said it. We said this wasn't going to go well.
Yeah,
and it went worse than I even thought it would.
Yeah, I never could have imagined BuzzFeed. Yeah, here we go. 980 and then
yeah, I mean, it went way worse than we thought.
Yeah, and it's not going to get better, right? They're already talking about shutting down their newsroom, and I guarantee you that a lot of journalists are going to get laid off if they can't pull the numbers, because their employers are probably looking at them like, they probably are looking at guys like Gary, and they're like, how come this guy can have 10, 12,000 people, 14,000 people on a live stream and make whatever he makes in super chats, which we can see here on this site, and you guys can't bring those kinds of numbers. That's
because the difference is the difference is when you have activists running something,
yeah,
and having a very extremist take, which is representative of a very, very, very small part of the population, and then you have people that are speaking to the majority of people that are in the middle one way or the other.
Yeah. So let's talk about the money running out. And this article is very interesting. It's coming from The Atlantic, which a lot of these activist journalists work for. Mm-hmm. The Atlantic. But I can't believe this. They actually titled it "The End of the Millennial Lifestyle Subsidy."
They said it, we didn't.
They said it, we didn't. They basically said that all of this that many young people have been become accustomed to, the money never running out, and it became more a case of the message over profits, and there are people coming right out of college getting ridiculously high paying jobs.
But wouldn't some of them be Z?
Yeah, they would be. Yeah,
I mean, I think maybe using millennial isn't actually the right term I would use.
No, because actually older millennials. I mean, we're on the verge between Gen X and millennial. And so older millennials are like in their 30s, late 30s.
Right. And so you have Gen Z, which would be a lot of the younger people. The very youngest millennials into Gen Z is who we're actually probably talking about. So,
but the thing is, what they're trying to say is they never knew anything different. All they knew was, I go to college, I go get a 6-figure job working as an hacktivist for some startup.
I wish I could have gone to college and got out and got a 6-figure job. That would have been nice.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
Yeah, or lawyers.
Yeah, or lawyers. But yeah, so you read this article and you get down here, and they're basically like, it was Silicon Valley. Like, they made a secret pact to subsidize the lifestyles of urban millennials. As I pointed out 3 years ago, this is the author. If you woke up on a Casper mattress, worked out on Peloton, Ubered to WeWork, ordered a DoorDash for lunch, took a Lyft home, and ordered dinner through Postmates only to realize your partner had already started on a Blue Apron meal your household had in one day interacted with 8 unprofitable companies that collectively lost about $15 billion in 1 year.
I love how they got WeWork in there.
Yeah, they got WeWork in there. Well, we keep talking about that. Like, that is, WeWork is, what's going on with all of these companies. Same with, it's all venture capital. And it's all about keeping the ball in the air until somebody takes it off your hands. It doesn't matter that it's not making money. You have to give the illusion that you're making money. These startups weren't nonprofits, charities, or even state-run socialist enterprises. Eventually, they had to do a capitalism and turn a profit.
Right. Like we've been saying, they can't just stay non-profitable because they have to make money at some point. You can't just, run on in a deficit indefinitely.
For years, it made a strange kind of sense for them to not be profitable. With interest rates near zero, many investors were eager to put their money into long shot bets. If they could get in on the ground floor of the next Amazon, it would be the 1 in a million bet that covered every other loss. That's true. That's the way venture capital works. You invest in a bunch of different businesses, and that one, unicorn you find is going to pay back all the money, all the losses from all the other companies. It's like digging for gold.
Basically.
They encouraged startup founders to expand aggressively, even if that meant losing a ton of money on new consumers to grow their total user base.
Yeah, but then the consumers, here's the problem. What happened was they did that. And then when it came time to make money, then the consumers turned because, wait, you expect us to give you money now too and more money?
Yeah.
What the hell? What do you think this is, a business?
Yeah. Here, they finally get it. We have been talking about this.
And this is in the Atlantic.
This is in the Atlantic, which probably, ciphers off some of that venture capital themselves. As long as money was cheap and Silicon Valley told itself the next world-conquering consumer tech firm was one funding round away, the best way for a startup to make money from venture capitalists was to lose money acquiring a gazillion customers. I call this arrangement the millennial consumer subsidy. Now the subsidy is ending. Rising interest rates turned off the spigot for money-losing startups, which, combined with energy, inflation, and rising wages for low-income workers, has forced Uber, Lyft, and all the rest to make their services more expensive, and the supply chains can't keep up, and yada yada. Basically,
common sense kicked in.
And here's what happened with BuzzFeed. They spent all this time trying to build an audience, building eyeballs, but they weren't actually able to monetize those eyeballs. Their business plan was to sell people products through Amazon affiliate links.
that was their one thing that they were trying to say was their tech angle.
So,
and their sex toys.
Yeah, right.
And Tasty, which are not related.
No, they're not related. They're two different things. So what's going on is so many of these blogs that these journalists are working on now, not NBC in particular, but it's funny because that's Comcast Universal, and they brought back G4 TV and they shut that shit pretty much down because nobody cared. But so many of these journalists that work for these blogs that are attacking YouTubers, their salaries come out of venture capital. If they're making any money, they're turning right around and taking that money and they're paying ridiculous rents, ridiculous salaries. They're spending, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on Facebook promoting their articles to make a little bit of that back on ad revenue on their end. And you go out to so many of these blogs now and they're begging for money. Like you get to the bottom of the article, like the Guardian's is really authoritative voice and yada, yada, yada. Please give us some money because we just need some money. We need some money now.
I think this is funny too down here. It says they're talking about how things like furniture and kitchen equipment have gone from 3 to 5 days delivery to sometime between this fall and the heat death of the universe. That means higher prices, higher margins, fewer discounts, and longer wait times for a micro generation of yuppies. Well, I wouldn't say yuppies. Used to low prices and instant deliveries. And the golden age of bougie on-demand urban tech discounting.
Booty on demand.
Bougie.
Oh, that's our new app. We'll make a lot more money on Booty on Demand than we will on Clownfish
Bougie
TV.
on demand. Anyway, my point is, thing is, like, you have a generation who doesn't have any patience, who didn't have to wait. Everything has to be instant gratification. It's a problem of going, like, people that are older like us, we're used to have to wait 3 years for a Star Wars movie, no problem. You have to wait a year for another season of something. You might have to wait for you send stuff in the mail and wait for it to get there, process, and send it back to you in the mail. It could take months, no problem. And I think that's a lot of it too, is they want instant gratification.
Yeah, and they want instant gratification. They want it cheap. They think they're entitled.
Hey, I want it too. I'm not gonna lie. I like instant gratification cheap.
Yeah.
But you just say booty on demand. Instant gratification cheap. Who doesn't want that?
Well, we have the lightning lane for that too. You can buy it through the app.
Right. I don't even know what that means, but okay.
It means cheap, fast service. We just turn the buzzer on your phone and it just until you're done.
We can stop now. Why do you do that?
I don't know. Because anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, I think so.
It's very clear that a lot of these journalists feel the pinch. They know they're going to be out of work very soon. They know they're probably getting pressure from their bosses to start performing and bringing views. And I guarantee you,
that's hence all the clickbait ramping up even worse.
And I think a lot of the marketing, like we've seen articles from CBR and stuff, that almost like they're designed to get the attention of YouTubers like us.
That's what they're trying to do. Like I keep seeing them, I keep posting them on Twitter, and I don't even read them. I put it's a trap, and then I don't even read them. Like that. My point is, it's there. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Good luck with that. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.